So many of us today suffer from this delusion of control. We feel like we need to fight against the way things flow and just, it's just like a constant struggle. We feel like we're always struggling and fighting and trying to get to this point and get to that point and do this and do that and achieve this and achieve that. And if we don't get there, we feel lost, we feel like losers, we feel like we're not good enough, or we feel like we're just not as good as somebody else. And it's eating us up inside and it's tearing us apart as individuals. It makes us so competitive and just lacking compassion and lacking appreciation and gratitude for what we do have. But I think more than anything else, it stems from a societal lack of humility. And when we understand the way things work in reality, the fact of the matter is that we do not control so many factors in terms of our outcomes. And those who have outcomes that we seem to want also do not completely or did not completely control all of the factors involved in their outcomes. When we appreciate that as a reality, then we can truly embrace being properly humble as individuals and as a society. Recently, I read a book that I think expanded even more my perspective on that idea, on that point. And it's a really interesting book. I think I have it right here. It's called Fluke, you know, by Brian Klaas. And this book really opened my mind a lot to, of course, the concept of chaos theory and the butterfly effect. I was a bit familiar with it before, but hadn't really considered it with a bit more detail as I had in this book. And the examples that are presented in this book are really eye opening, and it allows you to pair or dig deep into your own life and allows you to appreciate how much certain things that you do or certain life changing events or circumstances that you enjoy right now were set in motion by complete flukes or coincidences or just factors that you have very little to absolutely no control over. And it's just simply uh, humbling, but also at the same time, it is liberating to appreciate how much we are influenced by others that we have never met and we will never met, whether in the past or in the present, but they are actively having an impact on our lives. And we may never know the extent to which we ourselves and our actions are going to impact others. But the reality of it is that every action that we engage in is going to have some kind of impact on the lives of others in one way or another. Yeah, we are intertwined in this trajectory through life. And the fact of the matter is that we're just constantly influencing others. And the impact of that for me personally is it helps you to appreciate one idea or one concept that often is confused, and that's the concept of free will and just how deterministic our reality is, because everything that happens is as a result of a previous activity or a previous action. Sometimes these previous actions we have no control over. Yeah. But what it allows us to see the importance of is making ourselves or surrounding ourselves with the right type of inputs, because every decision we make and the things that we do, we're just influencing possible outcomes. So if we want to tend to have some better possible outcomes, what we need to start with the right inputs. So the right types of knowledge, the right type of information, the right type of ideas, the right type of cultures. That is what will often shape, more often than not, or in generality, our outcomes or increase our probability, I guess we could say, for certain outcomes. But the reality is, it makes no sense comparing ourselves with others and comparing what we do, what others do, what others do with what we do, because others are just not us and we are not others. We are ourselves and we are following our path and our trajectory. Something that we will learn tomorrow, next week, next year, may have the potential to shift our way of thinking on our worldview or way of viewing things or our desire for certain habits or certain outcomes or whatever. And that's going to take us on a different trajectory. So that's really where the decision making comes into play. What you choose to influence yourself by is going to have a stronger impact on your decisions and what you do. But again, you do not control anything. We're just influencing. We just have an opportunity to make an influence and an impact both on ourselves and our future, but also on others. So we should embrace that. We should humbly embrace that and appreciate others, forgive others, because we don't know the exact trajectory and path that everyone is on. But what we must do is appreciate what we've been able to have the privilege to experience and have, because it's not all on us. Yeah, it's as a result of some previous activities or action that we may not have had any say in at all. So we just have to appreciate it and use what we have to influence and to improve possible future outcomes. Appreciate the game, appreciate the flow, work on ourselves, and leave the rest. All right. Just thought I'd share that video note of encouragement. And hopefully it's motivating and it motivates you to think. Check out the book. It's Fluke by Brian Klaas. This is not a paid endorsement or anything, just a book that I've read and found very impactful. And I encourage you to take a read of it. You might like it if you like these type of information and channels. All right. So see you guys in the next video. Take care.